Mm-hmm.
But any word on Shazam 2, director?
Yeah, I look forward to Shazam too. I'm excited about it. I think DC really dropped the ball on it because I feel like it was one of their better movies,
Mm-hmm.
and they just took so long putting it together. And I think that's a major misstep when you cast as kids, you know. So
Yeah, that's
I'm just
true.
curious how they're going to balance this out with them because like they shoot the Fury. One of them dudes had a straight like dirt stash like on the like the presentation. So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully they can address some things like I don't know, just not make Shazam's suit look so poofy. You know, just like fill it out more. As far as with the Black Adam thing, I still don't believe this movie's happening. Like they can throw it around as much as they want. This movie was supposed to be coming out in like since like 2014, like when The Rock first got signed to it. And if it happens, I think it'd be exciting. Like the direction and like that motion video that they like showed it was like a motion comic where he was like I was locked away and now I'm free and they're still making him this hero person, which I'm just kind of like, I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know. I would love to see it, but I just think The Rock is forcing a story to be told instead of just naturally putting Black Adam and Shazam 2. They're like making it its own thing, which I just don't think it needs to be. Just put it in Shazam 2 and then take it from there. I think it's going to be strange.
I would
Well,
rather
I mean, 'cause,
have.
well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Black Adam is a very, very complex character. So just sticking him in there, it makes it seem like he's just a generic villain, which he's not.
I
I,
think you can still. It's like I would call it like the Black Panther effect. Like the Black Panther could definitely stand alone in his own film, but putting him in Civil War definitely helped out more, and it kind of just gave you like a better reference of who this character was, and it was just something to flesh it out. The fact that like I don't really think Black Adam has any storylines in comics that I know of specifically, where I can at least tell you a couple Shazam storylines that I know from comics. Like he doesn't. I don't even know if Black Adam has a real rogues gallery that's not superheroes. And what they've been listing right now is the Justice League of America or the Justice Society, which is I mean they're old school heroes. So is he gonna be beating up on Hawkman? It's just kind of like a strange.
I
And
mean, but
The Rock
you
is
do know
trying to make it like
Black
a
Adam's
hero.
old though, right?
He's old.
Black Adam is ancient.
Yeah, he's an ancient villain.
Yes, to say so. The wizard granted him that power first because it wasn't Billy Batson that got that power first. It was him who took that and got out of enslavement and ruled his people the way he saw fit. So that's what, according to the teaser that Black Adam had, that's what they are talking about. But then them adding is like, okay, so how do we sell Black Adam to two audiences? How do you sell it to me, who's already into the Shazam Black Adam stuff, and then sell it to you, who's feels as though that you can just put him in Shazam too. So if he comes and if he's ruling things his way as he sees fit and abusing the power that the Wizard Shazam gave him, you bring in just the Justice Society because that's who was around back then.
So he's a
And then,
villain.
huh?
He's a villain.
But villain movies have worked.
Then just say he's a villain. Like I just think it's kind of strange how they're just trying to make it like The Rock is trying to make him like, oh, he's not a villain. He's like this other type of thing. And I don't even know if he'll be ruling because they say he's locked up for 1,500 years or something like that. And now that he's free, he's gonna do what he wants. I just think it would have made more sense to put him in Shazam too, and then have the Black Adam movie follow after that, where you can at least give him something to build off of. But I feel like they're gonna shove a lot in this Black Adam movie. And Black Adam
But
has no villains that aren't heroes.
I personally think
I'm just
that.
saying,
Oh,
okay, go ahead, Fred.
I personally think that putting him in Shazam 2 is a little too. Is way too early. For one, for Shazam because he needs a lot more training according to that first movie from what we saw. And having him fight off Black Adam right off the second movie is not going to work. I feel like he's either an end game or a third movie type of villain. And having him establish himself through a different movie, I feel like that's a smart part on DC's end. Especially
Yeah, like
including the Justice Society, because we don't really know Black Adam as well. So bring these other powerful beings, such as Doctor Fate. I said believe they said Cyclone, Atom Smasher, and Hawkman to really understand the scale of the power he has. Because Superman wasn't out at that time, and the only person you could really put him against it in modern times is Shazam or Superman.
I don't think The Rock's going to be a villain. I just don't think he has that in him.
I feel like he is because
they
were teetering on it. They were teetering on it. Like there was like anti-villain or a villain. Anti-hero or villain, depending on what you want to say. I'm like, we just say he's a villain. Like you could say that.
The Rock is going. See, the difference is the disconnect. I'm not going to say the disconnect is. I'm a wrestling fan. You guys are not. Is that fair to say? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, okay. Sweat. You're probably getting into more of it now because you met me.
Yeah.
The Rock has played the villain before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Rock knows how to be the bad guy. The Rock has been the bad guy. The Rock knows how to get the people to hate him. And in the wrestling world, that's called heat. So The Rock knows how to do that because the same way as Batista was in Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think The Rock's better than Batista, but I'm saying, but Batista knows how to gravitate. Most of his stuff like that is improvised. The Rock knows how to get people to hate him. It's not this whole I'm Dwayne Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I'm the good guy in everything I'm in. I'm the hero, so I got to be this in Black Adam. I mean, if he's the anti-hero, or first of all, he is the hero in his own mind. So if he is explaining the story, yeah, he's gonna side the hero. But we know Black Adam's the villain. If you put him in Shazam 2, either you're going to have Shazam lose, and then you're going to call bullshit on that, or you're going to have Shazam win, and then you'll call bullshit on that because Black Adam, you got to establish why he is the way he is, where this power came from the first time, because the Wizard Shazam told him that he was not his first option. You know what I'm saying? The reason why he put it in the kid the first place because he had no other choice. But you got to understand why that is, and he has to mature a little bit more to take on the role. Like Black Adam and Shazam wasn't fighting in the comics until he became Captain Marvel. Like until Billy Batson matured up and they was throwing blows. The New 52 run that Jeff Johns did, was a good exception. But once again, he beat Black Adam in that comic. So having The Rock establish him, I know The Rock could be a villain. I saw The Rock be a villain. He's going to be fine. But in the way, if Black Adam is telling his story through his eyes, if you read his comics and you read the things that he does, he is the hero in his story. So of course you're going to side the hero.
I'm telling you right now, The Rock doesn't want to be a villain. Like the same way he doesn't want to play second villain to Vin Diesel. Like as The Rock is like the number one earner in films, he has all these stipulations. Like he can't be beat on screen. He can't take an L. He's not going to play a villain. I just don't see it. I know he's played a villain in the past. I've seen Doom, and I know Rock when he was a heel, when he was in the WWE. And the WWF. But I just know for a fact, like The Rock as he is today, there's no way he's going to make Black Adam a villain. I just don't see it. He's going to be a black Superman.
I personally
or a brown Superman.
I personally disagree.
I don't know what he's going to try to say what ethnicity he is.
I think he's willing to take that risk, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
As much passion and how long it's taken him to make this, I feel like he's willing to put whatever it is on the line for this.
I don't think so. I think like the same way that Rock puts the people's eyebrow in every movie, there's no way he's going to be a villain. No. No, that would be bad for business.
How would that be bad for business?
Yeah,
explain to me that.
Bad for business.
All right, so certain actors, when they hit a certain status, they're not allowed to they don't want their image to be messed up. That's why actors are always like the same person in a movie. So you don't get Vin Diesel as Bloodshot. You get Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel as a guy with a circle on his chest. And even in like a fine example is in the contract for the Fast and Furious movies, none of them are allowed to lose a fist fight. And there's a punch to be punch ratio that they have to abide by. This is the actual producers and directors. So when you take Hobbs and Shaw, The Rock's never allowed to lose a fight. Now that he's like the highest grossing action hero, not the highest grossing actor, period, in Hollywood. That's just kind of his stipulation. I just don't. I would love to see it. I just know too much about the industry to know like The Rock would never be a villain. I mean, he's at this point in his career, he's too high up.
Well, with that information, what would you like? My argument will be, how would like, because Denzel did play a villain in Training Day, and he was pretty.
You haven't seen Denzel really be a villain since then. And you got to think, Denzel played Training Day in
2002.
Oh, Training Day was 2002.
No, 2001, because he won in 2002. 2001.
Denzel has been Denzel for a long, long, long time. And I think that when he did the Training Day thing, he just kind of went out on a limb. But Denzel was never the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
But I will also say that didn't ruin his image, though.
It didn't ruin his image, but if you know a lot about Denzel, that's why we don't get a lot of Denzel movies. Denzel is extremely jaded by the film industry as a whole. And he just doesn't like, that's why we don't get a lot of cinema from him any longer, because he's just not really invested in like the machine of Hollywood. That's why he kind of only does like these smaller projects and these individual things that he wants to do. But with that, I think he mainly took that role because it was excellently written and it was just different and he got an Oscar from it. I just don't think The Rock's in that position. Also, when Denzel took that role for Training Day, it wasn't like he was fresh off of Malcolm X. Like there was definitely time there when Denzel was, I don't think he was at like his peak when he like took that role. And Denzel and The Rock is two different. They were two different types of actors for sure. I think Denzel is more of a classic actor, where The Rock is more of an action star.
Yeah, I was comparing them as of like popularity. You know, bringing that point up, trying to rebut.
The Rock will be bigger than Denzel. When you become the highest paid actor in Hollywood, you are ginormous.
Look, I can't sit here and come at your knowledge for knowing the movie industry. So you have my respect on that. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. You have that. I can't argue that point, but I can argue that it's like you're basing an opinion on fact, because you're talking about Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's not going to change who Vin Diesel is because he can't. And I'm not going to cast Vin Diesel in no movie that Vin Diesel can't. Rock is the highest paid actor, but The Rock has said, or Dwayne Johnson has said, that he is open. This is in an interview. This is his words, not mine. That he is open to either have to gain weight, lose weight, be this or be that, be a dick or be, or be the face of God. He has no problem taking on that challenge because he looks at it as a challenge. You're looking at him as a stereotype. I'm
looking at The Rock for what The Rock is. The Rock ain't gaining no weight. That's insanity. Imagine The Rock get being a fat role. No, there's no way. The Rock's not after no Oscars. But The Rock's after money. But
Steve, you're going by what you're. Can we admit that right there, what you just said, that The Rock is not gaining no weight because The Rock won't go after money? Is that a fact or an opinion?
That's a fact. He's the highest paid actor. A. B. His gym routine is insane. This man's a savage in the gym. He's not giving that up.
Okay,
now, if things change, maybe. Like, maybe in a couple years, if he's not the highest no more and he needs to refresh, at this current point with him being at the top of his game, when you're at the top, you just stay at the top.
Okay, that's fine. But if you at the top, what they got everything is they got nothing to do with Black Adam. If he got to play first of all, going into this project, if you got a thing going on like we got going on with the whole DC universe, I'm pretty sure he read the script and was like, okay, this is the role I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Now once again, if he has Black Adam come around, because they had a couple comics where Black Adam did the whole come around type thing, then I'm like, all right, Rock, because what I'm saying, because he probably come around, but he ain't gonna start off like that. If you really think about it, in Fast 5, Hobbs is the villain. It almost looks like, who thinks he's the hero because of how he acts.
Hobbs got his own spinoff.
The Hobbs that got his spinoff is not the Hobbs from Fast 5.
I mean, Hobbs got his own spinoff.
But what they got to do with Black Adam? Black Adam got his own. Black Adam got his own movie. What they got to do with anything?
That's right, because he ain't about to play second villain to no one else. Black Adam is a Shazam character. Like, he's part of the Shazam mythos. You can't have one without the other. So it's just kind of, you know what? It's the Spider-Man Venom like situation. Like, the fact that Venom has a movie without Spider-Man is bonkers. It's just a bonkers scenario. Black Adam's Venom.
I would say
it'll probably be an entertaining movie.
I would say because with Black Adam, if we compare Black Adam to Venom, like Venom is literally nothing without Spider-Man. That's just pretty much his whole origins. But you can have a Black Adam movie without Shazam. You just need Shazam the Wizard.
Black Adam should come first,
right?
Oh yeah,
which I actually thought they were going to do. First.
As far as cinema-wise, into like most of the people.
So is a Joker movie without Batman ludicrous?
It was ludicrous, but you know what? It proved a lot of people wrong. That shit really hit. You know, it works, and I would definitely did not think that it would, and it did.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, like, you can't cancel something if you don't know, how it works.
I didn't cancel anything. I just said that movie. This movie never happened.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think. I would love to see it. I would love to see what it looks like. I would love to see like a big dude be a superhero, because it's like The Rock's like 80s action hero big, just like a big swole motherfucker. I just don't see it. Like, if it was going to happen, I think it would have happened already.
Look, since we both have kids, no. Since we both have kids, we can't afford to bet that much money. But I got two bets I want to bet with you. One, the Black Adam movie's happening, and two, Mahershala Ali will be a good Blade. That's how I want to make them two bets with you.
But can he do a roundhouse kick?
I will let him.
Yo, if Mahershala Ali is a good Blade, he's going to be a drastically different Blade than the Blade we know.
I agree.
All I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Like, he's not going to be a high flying, black Jackie Chan looking Blade. Like, I just don't believe that's going to be the case. If that John Wick director gets a hold of it and he comes out looking like John Wick, I would believe that. John Wick is just a bunch of gun foo. Like, I'm on board with that. He'll probably work out. He's a great actor. I mean, I hope he bulks up a little bit. He's like, he's sometimes when he gets really thin, he kind of just looks like, he's like a little emaciated. But I mean, I'm excited. I'll see what it looks like. I think it's an interesting choice. Wouldn't be my first choice for a Blade, but I think they're going in a new direction, and that's cool. Again, the Black Adam movie, if it happens, great. I just don't think it's going to happen. I just really don't, because they're not going to be able to find a script. Like, with DC, if I don't see a trailer or I don't see it in production, I don't believe it. Because DC is notorious, just like Sony, for saying they're going to do some shit and not doing it. So until I see like an actual set photo, them on set, I just don't believe it's going to happen.
You think The Rock not going to get this finished?
Yo, The Rock has a million other movies to do. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. I don't know if you understand how big that is. That means you're the highest paid. You're the highest paid.
So he can't use that leverage to get the movie done?
That's what I'm saying. I think you're looking at us like we don't understand what highest paid actor means. At least I know somebody on this phone like myself.
Highest paid actor means I run this shit. We going like what?
At the same time,
he gotta have some type of leverage.
If there was any other industry like tentpole, I would agree with you. But it's the WB, and they're just notorious for doing fuck shit, like getting everyone mad at hype after laying off half of their company, and like scrambling things all around. I just don't think this movie's going to happen. If it happens, it'd be great. I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to lose a director or something. The Rock's going to get something else on his plate, and they're just going to keep pushing it because that man stays busy.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you had said this about The Flash, I'm all with you.
That Flash movie never happened.
Yeah.
If you had said this about The Flash, I'm 1,000% with you. Because I know everybody gets to The Flash anyway. But I'm talking about...
Is it even The Flash's movie anymore? Like, I've been hearing all about Batman being in The Flash.
It is.
It's like Batman.
It's gonna
literally
Flashpoint. But yeah.
Look, I'm just letting you know right now. I'll end it at this. If it was Flash, I'm with you. This is Dwayne Johnson here. If Dwayne Johnson want to get some shit done, it's gonna get
You
done.
won't get it done.
The end.
If you,
That's the
if you
that's
smell
the
what the
end.
Rock is cooking.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm
there's
saying,
more
the
demand. There's more of a demand for Black Adam than there is going to be for like Flashpoint.
He ain't missing that
You are
movie.
insane if you think there's a more demand for Black Adam than there is for the Flash. Like, who has
Yeah.
a comic book right now that's crushing it? The Flash. Who has a TV show right now that's crushing it? The Flash.
Crushing
Who's
it.
Black Adam.
The
Black
show
Adam's
is
a
crushing
character
it.
on,
But like
on
you said,
BBC Injustice.
they have the highest
show
paid
is
actor.
crushing it.
People will see it just for him.
If anything has a chance of getting off the ground, it's The Rock. I want to see it. That logo is fire. I'll buy that T-shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. But again,
Shout out to Boss
The Rock
Logic.
got signed in like 2013 to be Black Adam.
Hmm.
You
And
think
DC looked
The
a
Rock
lot
is
better
going to put
in
off?
2013.
Do you think The Rock going to put off Black Adam for Jumanji 3? Like, what?
Yes, because the money
No,
makes so much
Definitely
money.
won't. Definitely
No,
won't.
The Rock,
I
The Rock-
disagree.
Definitely,
I'm
he
ready.
definitely won't.
Are you crazy? The Rock's a machine. He'll put that thing off for Jungle Cruise too.
Do you
Whoever
think,
comes
you
with the
think
biggest
I don't know
bag,
this?
The Rock is gone. What's the biggest bag? He'll put that thing off for a Ballers movie.
Stop it, Mark. Stop, excuse
Yo.
me. Stop it. Stop it.
Let
Please
them
stop it.
drag
You
their
are lying. You don't even believe that, man.
Let them
Stop.
drag their feet. The Rock's going to be like, my plate is full. He'll do Rampage 2.
You're lying.
We don't want a Rampage too.
No, Rampage was The Rock's dream project. If you hear him tell it, it's something he's played since he was a child.
So,
he couldn't wait to
Didn't
break
he
into
say
the
this is his
big
dream
screen.
project too, though?
He said that about Rampage?
Definitely did not.
Yes, he did. I will find the quote where The Rock said that Rampage is his dream project, and he fought very hard to bring it to life.
Okay, now that phrase just there, he fought very hard to bring it to light, right? So why won't he do the same thing for Black Adam?
I think because it's WB.
The
Like,
WB
again,
ain't
if it
stopping.
was
If the
WB
WB can't stop Christopher Nolan, the WB is not stopping The Rock.
Yo,
What
they
do you mean
definitely.
can't stop Christopher Nolan. What are you talking
Because first of all, Christopher
Tenet.
Nolan, the reason why Tenet ain't nowhere else, and he's going to hold down to get that movie, for that thing to be released in movies, because WB knows if Christopher Nolan don't get his movie released in theaters, he's leaving, and they don't want Christopher Nolan upset or leaving. That's why this whole Tenet thing is keep getting pushed back and pushed back, because Christopher Nolan says, I want this movie to be in the theaters like it's intended to be. And WB can push that off to HBO Max when they want to, but he ain't gonna go for it. That's why Tenet still ain't out yet. That's why they still trying to push this movie to come out. And if they're gonna do all that bullshit work for Tenet with John David Washington and Christopher Nolan, The Rock is something on a different level than Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably Christopher Nolan brought in more money to WB than The Rock has. For sure. With just the Batman, the Dark Knight franchise alone. We're not even including his other projects. So, I mean, again, we'll see how passionate The Rock is about it. At the end of the day, I think The Rock's really passionate about money. I don't really think he cares about Black Adam. And when you hear him talk, you know he has no idea who Black Adam is.
I feel like if he didn't
Black
care about
Superman,
this,
and,
he wouldn't.
I mean, that's cool.
I feel like if he didn't care about this, he wouldn't last this long into this.
I think you underestimate what it takes to be the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
I think you underestimate it.
Nobody's
I don't think he
underestimating.
really
You
cares
think
that
we
much.
underestimate it.
I don't think he cares as much as like Ryan Reynolds did for Deadpool. I just don't. I just don't think he cares that much. He wants to get it done. If they drag their feet around, if they start losing directors, or if they start having creative visions, The Rock will put something else on his plate.
The key word you said is think.
Is what?
Think. The key word you said is think. Everything we said for this past 20 minutes was, I just don't think. I just don't think. I just don't think. The think meaning that is your opinion. If The Rock wants to do this, if he wants to be passionate to do this, and The Rock says it's going to happen, this shit going to happen. That's just the way it's going to be. Now, if you, like I said, now you can sit there. You may not want the Black Adam movie to come out. The nerd in us may think it may not be a good movie. You may say, why this, why that, why this, why that. That's all fine and well and good. But at the end of the day is you think. But
I want the Black Adam movie to come out. I just don't think it will.
You don't think it will. I'm just saying, if The Rock wants this to happen, with his track record of what's going on, if The Rock wants this to happen, The Rock gonna make it happen. And whether they come out in 2021, whether he wait for the pandemic, whether I don't know whatever the fuck he waiting on.
It's definitely coming out in 2020. Was it say like fall of 2022 or 2021? What is it? The third quarter of 2021.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know if 2021 is gonna be, like I said, because we don't know what Hollywood acting schedule is going to be. He ain't gonna work with no risk. But I'm just saying. But if they start production next year, then it's gonna definitely be 2022.
I think we have a bigger chance of seeing the Flash movie before we see Black Adam.
I agree to that.
I agree to that.
And if we might get it in 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years when he slows down a little bit. I just don't see it. If it was, it would have been. There would have been more. They are casting, that's a great sign. That's a really good sign that they're casting people and they have a game plan of things to do, and they got a logo which looks fire. I'd buy that shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious what it looks like. The motion comics look cool. I just don't believe it's going to be real until it's real.